Hey guys. So yeah, obviously the big thing to talk about with this episode is Marco arrives on the scene to help, and honestly, the anime does just as good, if not better, than the manga it's showing, and reminding us why Marco, even though he's probably been out of the field of battle for a bit, he shows in this episode why he's still not someone you want to take lightly, and the animation on his fight was pretty much just clean as fuck. Like, not gonna lie, the fight is the whole like sequence of him flying around like and evading the fire, the gunfire and all that from the Big Mom pirates. Is one of those where some is one of those fights where in some way I almost feel sorry for the Big Mom pirates in this episode because first they had to run in with King and they had to run in with King and now they are pretty much they were in the same position again, only this time confronted by Marco, who's arguably even worse of an opponent to have when it comes to aerial combat. Like Marco the Phoenix got that name for a reason. He's not someone you want to mess with in the air. Although with Marco's return, it also brings back a little bit of a stinging reminder, which is we have yet to get a first-hand look at what happened during the Grudge War. In fact, I honestly would have liked that as a flashback instead of the one we got at the Paramount War. And yeah, I know Oda's probably got a time and place for that when he's planning to reveal those details in the manga, but just a small little snippet of what the Paramount War was like would have been nice. Like, although getting away from that though, it's fun. It's funny when I first saw King, I had always assumed he would be the one to fight Sanji, and even though that still does happen later on, Marco's return does make me realize more how much King was kind of set up, for pretty much Marco as an opponent, seeing as how they both have powers rooted in flight and are both the second command to their captains, or in the case of Marco, former captain. Of course, Marco's not the only former Whitebeard commander to make a reappearance. We also see Izo has returned again. Although knowing what we know about his past with Odin and how he was originally from Wano, his return was probably the least surprising and the more expected one. Like we pretty much knew he was gonna make a return. Um, Now with that said, this is another episode where I love the small or minor scenes and character interactions in this episode, however big or small. Like for example, I love the continued arguments between Luffy and Kid, and Luffy just attempting to corral Kid into doing things more subtly and to the plan, so to speak, when really Luffy's doing the exact same shit Kid is. But at the same time, you also got Zoro and Killer hanging back, shooting the breeze about their captains, and for however brief what it was, I like seeing Zoro and Killer interact, and that scene was weirdly something I wanted to see more of in the manga, but it never really happened, at least not in the way it did in the beginning of the episode. At least not in the way we saw it here in the beginning of the episode. Because anytime I did see like Kid and Killer interact in the manga, or anytime I did see like Zoro and Killer interact in the manga, if at all, was when they were fighting and had combo attack together. And yeah, but with that said, probably the biggest, the greatest, and the most hilarious moment in the episode, Chopper coming face to face with Big Mom. Like, oh man, oh man. For a crew like the Straw Hats, known for their luck, Chopper has got to have the shittiest luck out of all the Straw Hats. Like, especially if he keeps running into Big Mom at every turn like he does. Like, seriously, Chopper, in this situation you're in right now, put that thing you're riding in either max speed reverse or full throttle the gas. But in either scenario, get the fuck out of Dodge and away from Big Mom. That is my fucking advice to you right now. Like, get away from Big Mom, damn you. Like, you do not want to fucking face. You're scared out of your mind, I know. But get the fuck out of there, bro. Just saying. And yeah, we cut back to Kaido and Orochi talking about Kanjuro before the man himself arrives. About and yeah, we cut back. So after that though, we cut to Kaido and Orochi talking about Kanjuro before the man himself arrives. About whatever path was taken in to reach Laugh-Tale truly seemed to have died with Odin and Roger, as no one knows the exact method by which Roger even reached the last island. Now, this in itself is very revealing, because even though he didn't tell anyone like Zeph on his journey, Odin did keep a journal with that information, so it shows both Orochi and Kaido aren't even aware of that journal's existence. It's like it's their blind spot and the one advantage that right now everyone has over them. Unfortunately, they also now have Momonosuke in their possession, so yeah, our side needs to book it over there fast. But Momonosuke didn't exactly just let himself be taken there either. Like we pretty much saw him kind of struggling and trying to escape at each turn. And even though he failed, he in those moments he was buying them a little bit extra time. So I think he has bought them enough time that they needed to rescue him. And yeah, I love how everyone was so annoyed by the fact that Neko Mamushi has only now made it to Wano. Like Neko Mamushi, I hate to tell you, bro, but you kind of took that shit a little too literally, honestly. Like you needed to arrive earlier than like now if you're ever actually planning to like make in order to actually do shit. Um, with that said, we also get a scene of Zoro using Enma to bust through a wall, which is basically what he always does, but it's a scene that did good at showing he's getting better at controlling Enma, but he's not entirely there yet. But again, the further he goes in the compound and the more he uses Enma, it's showcasing the more control he'll have over the blade. Now, the question of whether or not he'll have enough control over the blade at the time of actually facing Kaido, that's going to be the part that's going to be up for the debate. Because we also see Luffy doing the same of using something similar of using Kaido's men as practice for his row training. Unfortunately, like in both cases of the problem is in both cases in both cases of of both Luffy and Zoro, and in typical One Piece fashion, it's still not going to be enough. Like we're kind of reaching this weird sectional point of this arc where even though obviously Luffy and Zoro are getting more powerful and stronger in their perspective with their perspective techniques that they learned to face down Kaido, they're not there yet either. Like it's unfortunately one of those things where even when they finally do face him, I don't think it's going to be enough. Like they're going to need to. Unfortunately, it's kind of one of those things where that Oda likes to do, that One Piece likes to does, where I think in order for them to truly be able to defeat Kaido, they're gonna have to be defeated first. And it's stuff like this that really kind of makes me kind of just kind of smack my head a little and see how like and just how I didn't entirely see the first round of the first round between Kaido and the Alliance coming, like the end result of it, honestly. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I've got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. I'm on Twitter, Analyst, Crunchyroll. Be sure to hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and just share it around, guys. Death Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, all.